Prada, rolling up Prada. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got...
Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the...
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season, James Conner. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ryan Switzer. His first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So Rivers will lead the Chargers out 1st and 10 at their own 26.
He's checking. Crash.
Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin. Here's Justin Jackson, 2nd-year man out of Northwestern. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. He was no doubt a key piece to their puzzle in that victory.
And when this offense plays well, you just know he's going to be in the middle of everything, don't you? I mean, defense is going to say, we've got to take this
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will go out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 42 yards. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45.
You ain't doing nothing
The
today.
first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Joey Bosa in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and 2nd down. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Gotta line it up.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Now being hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here's Roethlisberger. Taken in by Switzer on the left side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Samuels. And not much there. Maybe a yard up in the 24. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
But please tell me how Sean Payton Eagles gonna cost him some game. I admit it was some dumb shit they did at the end on the defense, but he's not the defensive coordinator. And I know at the end of the day he can override and make it because he's the head coach.
So it goes as
y'all explain to me this ego and how the ego gonna get in the way. I would like to think every fucking coach in the NFL got an ego.
I remember watching teams play.
Explain that one.
The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the 2nd quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. From the 41, Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. And he's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. Now this throw caught left side, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine. And he's going to go down. He sacks back at the 24. Bud Dupree. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Throwing on second and long.
I feel you a little bit, Cleve. I understand what you're saying, but part of this game is outthinking the next man. You know what I'm saying? If checkers not checkers, you know the saying. If checkers not checkers. So I kind of feel you. Sometimes you can outsmart yourself, but I don't think niggas doing it based off, oh, I just want to show a nigga I'm the hottest shit. I'm doing it based off, I think this is going to give us the best opportunity to score. Now, you know, obviously we don't always agree, but I don't necessarily think that's the nigga just trying to, you know, kind of show their ass, you feel me? But, you know, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes a nigga make bonehead decisions. I feel you.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interception.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experience.
No, I feel you, Cleve, but if you, to me, it's basically like you saying the bonehead decision.
I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he would end up going to a secondary target.
I just want to understand what you were saying.
That wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Roethlisberger will throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Dante Moncrief. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
But see, that's the thing, Cleve, and that's why I kind of differ with you. If he called the run play, they're going to say it's great call by Carroll. Anywhere it goes, he's going to get credit if they succeed. So that's why I kind of beg to differ. At the same time, I feel you. Niggas could be so smart,
this is the time to get
Keep in mind, in those teams, you processing a lot of information. You trying to make the best, you know, decision based off the information you got. And they got a lot of it. We all know that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? Devil's advocate in his defense, he thinking niggas cheering on Marshawn, I got a good quarterback, I can do this. But again, if Russell Wilson can complete the pass, it's going to be what a great call by Pete Carroll. Oh, he had balls. I wouldn't have did that. But you feel me? As long as the shit work, he going to get the credit. Once it don't work, you get all the flack. So if he hand that bitch off to fucking what's it called for the 1 yard to hand that bitch off, they're going to say, oh, what a great Pete Carroll. You feel me? That's all it is, nigga. But I feel you.
Very good field position late in this first half.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points.
Hey, and that boy Juju in the bomb burn in the second quarter. That boy down 14-6. Just threw a pick about to start the third quarter.
You can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score.
Made that 21-6, about to start the third quarter.
And carry it into the second half.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely
Julian, weigh in on the chat. I'm watching. Giving niggas updates on the fucking polo. What's that?
Get out of here, regroup.
Nigga, cut the line. I got you.
Will be angry.
I see you, baby. Don't cut the line, baby.
Calm. Will they just let it all out?
Must have called that bitch. I got you.
Flying the wall for this
Your
one.
mic fucked
This
up.
fielded a few
That's what I'm
yards
here
into the
waiting
end
for.
zone.
Now
a hit and a loose football. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not
hey,
sure
dog,
what this
that
is
fucking,
about.
you know that nickel blitz against Big Ben, bitch. Yeah,
Officials
man.
so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands.
They don't want
wonder
you.
whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard.
They set you up coming through the door. Nigga slips your nigga at the ball. You ain't even know.
Now Roethlisberger on first down toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him.
Yeah, they lay something in the weed, baby.
70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. On third down, Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Vance McDonald. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. If I think I played them niggas already, dude. Yeah, dog. You trying to, like, that mid-blitz against that nigga.
A reminder coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. It's the Packers' second home primetime game in 3 weeks as they host their NFC North rivals, the Detroit Lions. Kickoff 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. To throw is Rivers. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Joey Bosa in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now Roethlisberger under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joey Bosa, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rivers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big.
Hey, bro, like the nigga Troy Brown.
In a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now.
Like the nigga Troy Brown. He ain't nobody #1 receiver. But, nigga, if you could play receiver and cornerback and some more shit, you talented, nigga. You feel me? Like, it is all good. Where you going, dog? When you in Timbo getting in there and did, you know what I'm saying? This shit with Juju.
So here are the Steelers to take
about over, bro. They
They
slipped that nigga Mickey in his game.
But
All
they
the
have the
niggas
lead
saying
here.
double.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Check nickel.
Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Oh, look, that's John Dickens, huh? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You did.
Joey Bosa in there again and again. That is sack number 6. One off the NFL record of 7.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They keep a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. On Rivers. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. Now this will probably be the last play.
Nah, not really. Jay Wifey gonna teach. She be home about 1, so I'm chilling till then. Get it like grub up or whatever.
4th down, they snap it to Rivers. And Allen's got it. Now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run it here with Gordon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 more on that one and another first down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what we thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it,
yes, sir. Nigga. Yes, sir. Shit, just, when you pull up, nigga, hit the polo or something, I got like a dope from up here. I ain't even got to come down now.
And leading here in the 4th. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be caught.
I'm colder than ice. I'm colder than sand. Baby gangsta head buster.
Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. Still confident to go deep out there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions?
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, the offensive coordinator might be using that formula going forward. It works there.
It works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're coming off the 3-and-out, my friend.
Then you got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Not say what you said, nigga.
You look at what you called before and realize that's something else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He ain't got no time for that stupid ass talk, man. Y'all niggas act like y'all don't know nothing, man.
3rd down,
Maybe get frustrated dealing with stupidity, kid. I'm fucking with you, dog. You know how it go, bruh. Y'all boys be tripping, man.
We've got 3rd and 5
y'all
less.
boys
We have
be
to be able
tripping,
to
man.
convert, and I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would.
Yeah, I love bang nigga handle it, please.
To do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Rivers now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a pass here, caught by Hunter Henry. And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Rivers again. That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
Juju. Get a quick score on the ass, nigga.
The gap just a bit.
All right, nigga, get a quick score on the ass, nigga.
Up and
good, nigga.
Well, that's about as quick.
You know they fucked you. It's a little late. The bitch, you might be able to pull a rabbit out of that. 2 minutes. Fuck you. You know, let's go, nigga.
Out of the hands of the thrower.
You need 2 scores in 2 minutes, bitch. What's that? Tell on. Go get this motherfucking egg, man.
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball
quick
in the hands of the
in out right fast or a quick turnover in the score. Come back and do it right back.
A lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now. Okay, get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Whoop. At one stop.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
This man is minute of the clock right there, baby. And now you want to take another one after 3rd down.
19-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
This man minute of the clock. Now you're going to be hit.
On the return,
and they get the ball back.
Past the 40
you have enough time to stop the clock. Shit, unless you get a real quick score and you got, you know, one thing at a time, get that score on the edge.
Charger drive about to get going.
Right.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
You go
what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters.
Hit them and they go, baby.
25 yards that time. 1st down, Rivers.
Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it.
Gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
On 2nd and 10, Rivers. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board.
Come on, nigga.
It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game set back.
How about the takeaway, though? How about those defensive guys?
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So this